A lot to cover in today's rumors video, and it exploded about the rumors, about the trades. Why is that? Because Myles Garrett requested a trade. So when it comes to Myles Garrett, we're going to go through everything about this guy. We're going to go through the trade scenarios that's popped up. We're going to go through what would it like to get him, everything, cap space, all of that about Myles Garrett in today's video. That's one half of it. The other half is all about mock draft roundup. What does the big media have the Detroit Lions selecting with the 28th pick? There's 12 players, and I'm going to give you all those 12 players. We're going to talk about it and give me thought about all of that. But before we get into today's video, go ahead and hit that notification bell. Only 16% of 84,000 right now has that done. Let's get it started. Let's go. If you have been living under a rock, then you don't know about this. If you are everybody else, you knew that Myles Garrett requested a trade to be traded from the Cleveland Browns to another team. And of course, as soon as that happened, rumors galore about the Detroit Lions blew up, and Christian Buer, one of many, gave multiple scenarios of the Detroit Lions potentially making a trade. He says, trading for Garrett will not be easy. Lions general manager Brad Holmes stated during his end-of-the-season press conference that trading for an edge rusher, as he did at the deadline for Darius Smith, was difficult given the amount of players that realistically were available. And he is correct on this. It is extremely difficult to get a trade in, and especially going against a trade of a player of Myles Garrett, where we're talking about the 6'4", 272-pound Hall of Famer. Okay, he's top 3 edge rusher right now, drafted in 2017. He's still got some years left. He's still got tread on his tires, and he's always healthy. He's relatively healthy given the circumstances. I mean, his career here. And so, you look at what he has done this year: 40 solo tackles, 14 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 0 interceptions. Gets with a horrible football team that, of course, everybody is looking at Myles Garrett defensively to stop him. So just knowing this, and we're going to go in the scenarios here in a second, hit that notification bell really quick to help the channel out. Let's go ahead and jump now into the cap situation of what it looked like. In all honesty, to get Myles Garrett, the cap is no big deal. 19.72, and then next year it's 20.374. Folks, that's pretty much cheeks for contracts. So any team, realistically, that has any sort of cap can trade for him, including the Detroit Lions, who have the 6th best cap at $65 million. So we're pretty good with the cap space right there, and it's not going to cost a team, whoever wants to trade for him, to get it. The problem is, will the Cleveland Browns trade for a Myles Garrett? And given the circumstance of what he has done throughout his tenure as a Cleveland Brown, why would you want to do that if you're Cleveland Brown? Your team blows, and he's the only good piece there. And it's going to really hurt them cap-wise, their team. So it's not just the Detroit Lions cap space, it's also about the Cleveland Browns cap space, and it could really hurt them to trade. But look, the reports are coming out if they were to trade. We all know this. The reports are coming out that it's going to at least take 2 first-round draft picks to get a Myles Garrett. 2 first-round draft picks. That is a lot of money. But doesn't necessarily mean that's what it's going to take. Now, our friends here from Christian Buer, Detroit Lions, they give 3 scenarios about the Lions getting Myles Garrett in a trade scenario. So let's go over the 3 scenarios here. This is the first one from Christian Buer. Go ahead and check out the website there, All Lions, right? Fan Nation, all that type of stuff. Here's the first trade scenario that he's got. He did 3. Myles Garrett, the Lions would receive Myles Garrett and a 3rd-round draft pick. So we get Myles Garrett and a 3rd-round pick. The Lions would have to give up a 1st-round pick this year, a 3rd-round pick this year, and we do with the AG, a 1st-round pick next year, and a 6th-round pick in 2026. That's a lot to give up, but you're getting the 3rd-round pick back. So, and you're talking about 1st-round picks that are late. I guess that's okay because the Lions it's a late first round pick. Remember, the Lions are going to be a good football team. So I guess that can understand that from that perspective. That's a lot to give up, though. You're giving up basically 2, and you're getting 2. Still a lot to give up. Not too bad. Let's get to this next trade scenario really quick. And it's the Lions get Myles Garrett. The Cleveland Browns get Hendon Hooker. First-round pick and a third-round pick. I love this trade right here. I think this is the perfect trade scenario from Christian Boer. The Cleveland Browns are getting a cheap quarterback, Hendon Hooker, under a cheap contract, someone that we're not using, and we're only giving up 2 picks here. We're getting a third-round pick next year and a first-round pick this year. This would be the deal that I would 100% do right off rip. That's what it would be. Before we get into the last trade scenario here, hit that notification bell. It really does help out. Smash it, smash it, smash it. Let's get into the last trade scenario for this here, and it's Lions get, obviously, Myles Garrett in a third-round pick. Then the Cleveland Browns get a second-round pick in Brian Branch. No, no, no. Sending Brian Branch out, who is a great safety, one of the best safeties in football, if not the best. He could play nickel. Absolutely not. He's on a rookie deal. To the nah. All in all, do I think that the Detroit Lions are going to trade for a Myles Garrett? I don't think so. It's going to be difficult. Can the Lions do it? 100%. But you've seen all the scenarios there. I'd love to have Myles Garrett in this team. The second trade scenario is the one I'd go for, but it seems extremely unlikely that the Lions will make this move because they tried to before and it didn't help. But hey, Myles Garrett did request a trade. We'll see. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. That is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets to sport events, concerts, comedy shows, or whatever. Their lowest price is guaranteed. That's the Game Time guaranteed. And going to a game is better than watching it from the couch. The Pistons are hosting the 76ers here in a couple days, and if you want to get tickets and special tickets, our friends from Game Time is a new feature. It's called Game Time Picks, and what it does, it filters out all the fluff, give the best deals on tickets, so you're not spending hours looking for a bunch of different ticketing sites trying to find the best deals. Now, how do you find this? Well, you go to the venue that you want to go to, and it's going to be in a 3D view. You select the Game Time Picks button on top of the screen, and it automatically does the research for you, and it filters out the tickets in the database, give the best deals and seats, so you're not spending hours on a bunch of different ticketing sites trying to find the best deals. You can get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, baseball, basketball, concerts, and more. And a mail screenshot, by the way, I think it's a fantastic feature of the app. It shows you where you see it as a move phone left to right. You can see the surrounding area kind of like a 3D live photo. Also, all pricing is right there for you. There's no hidden fees at checkout. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. If you're new to Game Time, you plug in Chat Sports, and you're going to get $20 off your first purchase. How do you do that? You go to the redeem code section, plug in Chat Sports, you get $20 off your first purchase. Terms to apply. Got him an email to save that money. The link is going to be in the comment section and description of this video. So if you're buying Lions tickets this year, make sure you're using Game Time. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets and lowest prices guaranteed. All right, let's continue on with this video and talk about the mock draft roundup. Love doing this. This is what all of the media thinks the Detroit Lions are going to select. I'm going to go through all the players for you right now. Now, you got Kyle Krabs from the 33rd team has the Lions selecting offensive lineman Tyler Booker from Alabama. I have talked about it. I think it'd be a smart idea for the Detroit Lions to pick up the offensive line. And look, if pass rusher is not there, at least the ones that they would covet, there's nothing wrong with getting a guard. This is what he says. Lions boast their reputation of a strong offensive line. Facing the outlook of potential changes at both spots, Kevin Zeitler's expiring contract and was better of the team's 2 starting guards. Grant Glasgow signed a 3-year deal the offseason, struggled in 2024. Amid the changes, Detroit coach and Hebel staying true to the DNA, the transition. This makes mauling a guard like Tyler Booker a perfect fit. Now, look, I think we have a guard that already on the football team that we can transition there, but there's nothing wrong with going a guard if that's the best player available. You build the trenches, right? From Blake Brokemeyer, CBS, they has the Lions taking Derek Harmon, the defensive tackle from Oregon. Says Harmon is a disruptive interior force that fills a position of need with the Lions. With 40 hurries, 5 sacks, and 8.5 sacks, a loss of 2024, Harmon's quickness burst makes him a valuable addition to the Lions' defense. His ability to knock back the line of scrimmage and penetrate gaps and fits Lions' aggressive defensive philosophy. I love this idea. You know me. I'm all about getting interior defensive line, just like I'm about to get you to hit that notification bell. All you got to do is hit that notification bell. It's easy to do so. We got Chris Dodson from Pro Football Network has the Lions taking Tyler Williams, defensive tackle from Ohio State, so potentially be disruptive force in the middle. Same thing with Derek Harmon, right? Getting a guy who could be he went up against Jason Dales in the divisional round. The Lions could use a player of that nature. Then we get into a lot of the pass rushers here, and this is where you're going to see a ton of them. PFF have the Lions going Mikel Williams, edge rusher from Georgia, right? You got Daniel Jeremiah, Bucky Brooks, Nate Tice, Charles McDonald, Yahoo Sports, and Theo Grimminger got the Lions going Mike Green. So now you're starting to see a huge uptick, right, of everybody guessing for the Lions to go with pass rusher. Mike Green would be great. Says it will be a huge for the Lions to get Aiden Hutchinson back next season. Green would be a perfect complement to his speed and quickness off the edge. This team values production off the edge. Green had a ton of that. That would be amazing. And then they got the next is Arizona Republic has the Lions going a Shamir Stewart, a pass rusher from Texas. Then you got CBS Sports Josh Edwards, got the Lions getting Nick Scorchin. And then, it just keeps going on here with Nick Baumgardner and Scott Dalton from The Athletic going JT Timalua, pass rusher from Ohio State. Pro Football Network's Joe DeLong has him Landon Jackson. We've already talked about Jack Sawyer for a lot from Ohio State. You have the Draft Network, Chris Trapasso, Kurt Projoy at Draft Wire, Draft Network, and CBS Sports going him for the Lions there. And you can add me to it. I think he is the guy who the Lions probably will target. Linebackers, we're switching up a little bit. We do need some linebacker to get Jalen Walker from Georgia. I came from Fantasy Pro, and the Milwaukee Journal has the Lions going cornerback Ezra Thomas. And I know a lot of people wouldn't like that, but hey, I could see a situation where the Lions go corner just because of Carlton Davis and all that did not return. So that's the mock draft roundup for you guys. What do you guys think about today's rumors? You got the trading for Myles Garrett. You got the mock drafts. Give me your thoughts, folks, in the comments below.